Yeah, so we're jumping into another pin here and be a pair of Yorkshire gilts. 35-7 and 35-8 would be the two gilts out here. 35-7 is the smaller gilt. Eric's got on the stick here. 35-8's the wolfier one. Bells and whistles, commotion, capital gain, I believe, would be the pedigree on these. Bells and whistles, a boar that we would have purchased with, I think DJ and High Point both bought into that thing there. From Kyle Beatty there a summer or two ago, and we've used a little bit here and there, and they've done extremely well. We'd have raised had a gilt, bells and whistle gilt that would have been reserved at Tulsa, I believe, there last year, and then she would have went on and been reserved at Nail as well, North American. So they've done well for us. They fed well. Obviously, two different kinds out here. One's a little bit further behind. One's a little bulkier, but I think these gilts for what they offer do it very well.
Yeah, and bells and whistles, when you talk about DJ, bells and whistles is what he talks about when he talks about food.
Yeah, absolutely.
He wants all the bells
and whistles
when he talks about lunch. And Jared's right. These are different. They are litter mates, and I've said before that I don't look like my brothers. My brother's got a full head of hair, but and these do look different. They're going to be fed different. But when you study their phenotypical look, they're both very good from a standpoint of stoutness, burliness. They're both heavy muscled. They both have a lot of shape, and they're both burly. They're sound. They're good in their structure. They get out and they reach. They grab some ground. They clip some dirt. There is some very similarities here, even though they are quite different. The one that Jared's got on the stick right now is one that doesn't need a lot of feed. Going to be cheaper to feed and has it all already. You don't need to do much to her, but just maintain her. The other one will take a little extra feed and because she's just a little greener. But the fact of the matter of it is, some of them get the front tit, and the other one get the back tit, and I think that's what they've. It's what we're looking at here in the ring here with these two litter mates. They are exact. When you study them, there's not a lot of difference in them two.
No.
Except for the fact that one's a little farther along on one end of the spectrum of being burly and fluffy. The other one is on the other end of the spectrum of being a little skinnier. But let's throw all that aside and let's study quality. You put these in the show ring. These here they're awesome in their center cage, and most importantly, they're good on their feet and their legs. They get out and go. The big one in particular is huge boned.
Yeah, and I
big
think
time.
I think for Yorkshires, and obviously we don't have just a pile of them like one of the consigners in this room, but I think for as much bulk and just mass as these things have got, they hold it very well. I think for that kind of bulk and spread up high, I think they hold it well. As you said, I think just in terms of feeding, I think very, very slow. I think you're not gonna mess them up feeding them slow.
Do you see the big burly one being worth a lot of money in the end, no matter how she does?
Yeah.
It don't matter. It don't matter how she places. It don't matter. I think that she's one of them ones. She looks like a breeding piece to me.
Yeah.
Am I wrong?
No, that's where I was going with it.
I think that one right there. I ain't so sure that a guy shouldn't be buying that one for a sow, because look at the mass and burliness and cage and bone and feet. I think that's a sow prospect. The other one's probably a little more of a show prospect. But this one right here, managed, I think that she's going to be way different. She's way different than anything else you're going to see when it comes to the Yorkshires.
Yep, 35-8's the big one. 35-7 is the greener one.